Hi, I'm Ginger, and I'm sharing from the Holy Bible, the King James Version. And we're starting out in the book of Revelation, chapter 7, and this is starting in verse 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. So these that were clothed in white were the saints. And we're going to learn that they went through the great tribulation and cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our God, which sitteth upon the throne and unto the Lamb. So, these are praising God. These are the people praising God. So these are the saints and we will read on and see that they made it through the great tribulation. Now, I know there are a lot of movies like Left Behind and books like the Left Behind series that make it seem like that it's pre-trib, that we will be caught up to meet the Lord in the air before the great tribulation. But from the scriptures, it looks like we have to go through the great tribulation. So let's read on. And cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our God, which sitteth upon the throne and unto the Lamb. And all the angels stood round about the throne, and about the elders and the four beasts, and fell before the throne on their faces and worshipped God, saying, Amen. Blessing and glory and wisdom, thanksgiving and honor and power and might be unto our God forever and ever. Amen. And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, What are these which are arrayed in white robes, and whence came they? And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said to me, These are they which came out of the great tribulation. So yeah, these are they that came out of the great tribulation. So if the Bible says that these are those who came out of the great tribulation, this tells us that these are those who came out of the great tribulation. These are the saints that loved God, came through this great tribulation, and have washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. So those who have received Jesus, put faith in his blood, and sincerely received him, those who repented, that's who this is talking about. Therefore are they before the throne of God, and serve him day and night in the temple. And he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them. They shall hunger no more, neither thirst any more, neither shall the sun light on them, nor any heat. For the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them, and shall lead them unto living fountains of waters. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. This is talking about heaven. Those who have been washed in Jesus' blood, those who have received him, those who have gone through the great tribulation. I want to share one more verse about going through the great tribulation. It comes from actually two verses from Matthew 24, verses 29 through 30. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, so it said immediately after the tribulation of those days, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Now learn a parable, and it goes into a parable there. But I wanted to show you that it's not just written in Revelation about after the tribulation, them going to heaven that love Jesus, but it also is mentioned in Matthew 24 after the tribulation, because it says after the tribulation, and then it goes into that the Son of Man in heaven shall appear. Okay, thanks for listening. God bless all who seek after God with all their heart, mind, soul, and strength.